Call is now being recorded.
Welcome to the V2V podcast with Shorts and Aurelius, episode 11. Hello, sir.
Hey.
Wow,
Hey now.
episode 11.
How are you, sir? That's
I'm
crazy.
good. Yeah. I got a little freed up on my schedule here recently.
Oh, good. Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, it's one of the best things that has happened to me in a long time.
Yeah, I bet. It must be quite nice to not have to do that, to go in at night and suck up your whole, sleep schedule and everything like that and work for something that just really isn't working anyway.
Right.
You know?
I realized that after a while, I didn't really like the idea of not having a life. At first, it was kind of nice, but then
Sure.
I started losing touch with reality in a way.
Yeah.
It's so weird, being up all night and sleeping during the day and not having any real contact with people to a large degree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
A
nice.
bit
I'm
much.
glad that I'm going to be doing something different.
Yeah, me too.
Good. So right before we got on the phone, you were talking about Russian bots.
Yes, I was talking about Russian bots. My friend Greg Hausch. Well, he's not really my friend, but he's someone I know in the Anon community. He's kind of an old freaker hacker who got prosecuted quite early for a CFA violation or CFAA violation for something stupid very early on. And he Computer Fraud and Abuse Act.
Gotcha.
CFAA.
Okay.
It's the Matthew Broderick law that was basically formed after the Matthew Broderick War Games film that was based on nothing and can be very broad spectrumed and used against everyone. Anyway, so he started to get into full discourse with people supporting QAnon. And when he does this, bots seem to reply to his retorts to other people. And they come in droves, and they sort of say pretty much the same thing, but not quite the same thing.
Oh, wow.
But they're definitely Russian bots. It's nuts.
That's crazy.
Twitter's infested with bots. So
sure.
it always has been.
Right, even the benign ones, endless screaming.
Yeah. Like that, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's always been bots, though. But it's gotten so much worse. So much worse.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I remember one of my sort of kind of core friends or core people in online community people. I wouldn't call him a friend again, but an acquaintance. He had a herd of bots that he had herded, and occasionally he'd do funny things with them. He'd tweet something and then you see a million other tweets from bots, the same tweet.
Oh, wow.
It was pretty cool. Yeah.
Man, that's an interesting profession, bot herder.
Yeah. Oh, that's not even a profession. That's just a side thing. But yeah, bot herding would be quite interesting.
Right. Maybe that's what I can do next. I can become a professional bot herder. Huh.
There you go.
Yeah.
Bot herding.
Sure. Why not? How do you monetize that?
Hey, Billy Hayes here. Are you a professional bot herder? Do you want to herd more bots for cash? Are you sick of sitting in your mom's basement herding bots? Want to be sitting on a penthouse floor herding bots? Well, I've got a plan for you.
Yeah.
And so on and so on.
Yeah, that's excellent. Wow. It's a beautiful day.
It is in RussMerica.
Yeah, you stole my thunder. I was about to say it's a beautiful day in RussMerica. And speaking of RussMerica, you know who's getting out of RussMerica shortly, at least for a minute.
Who?
Charlie Sheen.
Who's that?
Charlie
Sheen.
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen
update. Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen. My AIDS is strong. It's winning. Winning.
So, his Australian publicist, a gentleman by the name of Max Markson, has put together a speaking tour in Australia that is scheduled to begin in November, and he's going to be talking about HIV, and there's going to be an open Q&A with the audience. And apparently he's also going to talk about his firing from 2.5 Men and what a dirtbag Chuck Lorre is. It's like everything old is new again.
Let's just go round on it again. Let's start again and do it again.
Sure. I mean, his first tour went so well back a few years ago. Yeah, that was a disaster and a half.
My God, was that a disaster and a half?
Oh my gosh. So I guess he's going to be hosted by veteran TV showbiz reporter Richard Wilkins, Australian, with ticket prices yet to be revealed. So we don't even know how much it's going to cost. But the hotshot star is confirming his speaking tour. Yes. It's not that exciting.
I keep getting
Charlie Sheen update. Go ahead.
No, not really. I keep getting videos posted up on my YouTube suggestions, for Brie Olson talking about how she had unprotected sex with Charlie Sheen, and it's a picture of her crying. You know, I mean, poor Brie Olson. I mean, you know,
Sure.
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like with Brie Olson, the time inevitability of her getting AIDS anyway, without Charlie Sheen, would have been short. But that's just, I mean, that's a horrible thing to say, but, you know,
nearly 100%.
I don't feel like this person, exactly, Why not get the Charlie Sheen AIDS? You know, if you're gonna get AIDS, if you're gonna go for an AIDS fuck, you might as well go for the Charlie Sheen AIDS.
Right, because if you have the money, you can make it go away.
Right.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't, though.
No.
No, she doesn't have that kind of cash.
No.
I guess one of the reassurances that had to be made with Charlie was that Malibu would still be there when he got back.
Malibu would what?
It would still be there when he got back. Like when he goes to Australia, don't worry, Charlie. Malibu will still be here when you get back.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, absolutely. Don't worry, it'll still be there.
Right, and then he said it's going to be awesome. Winning.
Bad. Winning.
As soon as he posted some video confirming this, and then as soon as the video was posted online, the first question that came through was, no disrespect, but why? Good point. I mean, I think that's a valid question. I mean, especially with the no disrespect part, because, you know, in so many ways, Charlie Sheen doesn't deserve a whole hell of a lot of respect.
At all.
So,
no.
I mean, really, yeah. You know, if he wanted the respect, he could start doing, you know, more positive things rather than, you know, slut shaming his ex-girlfriend hooker in court. But he's not quite there yet. We'll stay up on it though. Like I think
we'll keep checking in.
Right, maybe one day we'll have an amazingly positive, fantastic
update,
good for the community Charlie Sheen update, but not yet. Not yet. We're watching you, Charlie Sheen. In fact,
that's why we were waiting.
We should send this to his publicist. I think I will.
We really should.
That we're on it, and we're aware that
we check in.
At least attempting to be human.
Yes. We want to also make sure that we want to make sure that the harvesting, like low-level subcultures of the AIDS that are living in him are still alive and living in him. It's important. It's important that this spreads and goes on.
Well, sure, because just because there's no detectable viral count doesn't mean it's gone. Like, it just means that you can't see it for whatever reason, medicinally, or it's being hidden from view because it's shy. I don't know. Something like
Charlie Sheen.
It's like performance anxiety. His AIDS has performance anxiety. It's like hanging back in the cut. Like, okay,
oh my God!
One day, kind of like Charlie Sheen himself. He wants to make a comeback.
Yeah.
Isn't sure how to do it. There's all these barriers, like high-end medication.
Goatskin condoms.
Lack of goatskin condoms, lack of crack rock, the fuel inhibition, that kind of stuff. So, I think that's a good way to end the Charlie Sheen update on a more positive note that there is a possibility today.
Yeah.
The Charlie Sheen AIDS could make a roaring comeback at any moment.
And that's really what we're waiting for. And that's really why we're here.
That's right.
We're just sitting here, we're waiting. We're just waiting. Patiently,
just waiting.
Quietly, humbly.
Right.
Okay.
Perfect. This kind of brings up the other point that I wanted to make regarding lack of podcast ideas.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, the Charlie Sheen update is certainly an idea and that we're pursuing. But lately I've been talking to more people about what we're doing on YouTube and our podcast, and generally people are pretty excited about podcasts. Oh, I'm going to do that too. And so the conversation will go along the lines of like, okay, what do you want to, like, what's your idea? And they're like, we will have an idea. Which is similar to kind of how we started. Like, we have no idea what we're doing. Right. And that's fine, but you move forward anyway. So go ahead.
I kind of think that, like, if you can hold a good conversation with the person that you're doing the podcast with, then you don't really need topics. You could just sit and talk. And if it's interesting enough, then it's interesting enough. But
well, that's true.
If that's not the case, then there's a million things you could talk about. Because there are sort of like topic specific podcasts like Dan Carlin's Hardcore History, or I can't think of others, but like there's one, the one about Woodstock that I talked about, and then there's one, just stuff like that. But you could freeform too. I like freeform. I like just talking. But I like how I like how we do sort of have our things and then we kind of go off on tangents in the middle and have things in between, and we add our own flair to each topic.
Well, sure, it's interesting to us, and hopefully it's interesting to other people. But most, I guess, I don't know if most, but many podcasts are more specific, topically oriented. And that's what people generally think of when they think of, oh, I want to do it too, but I don't have any ideas. And I guess the best suggestion is just do it, and the ideas will come organically. But that's not generally enough.
No.
For people to like say, well, because I'm not hearing anything like specific, like, oh, I want to do a show about this. So I figured we could do a service sort of now, and because I have some ideas about I thought about it, and I have some ideas about what other people might take on as a topic for their own shows. So,
cool.
The first one would be record yourself making dinner and describe what you're making, and it's always bacon. Right. That's
yes.
Like every show, you're recording yourself making dinner, describing what you're making, and then it's always bacon.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be called Always Bacon. Like, always bacon. Like, you could, okay, well, there's one. You could interview everyone in the United States RussMerica with the last name Smith. Like, interview everybody named Smith. That would be a big undertaking, but, probably really interesting. Let's see. How about this? Interview people who make podcasts.
Ooh.
Very meta, that one. Like, where
I feel like the Matrix is colliding in really rabbit hole now.
It's kind of the Matrix crossed with Inception.
Yes, it's totally that.
Whoa. Let's see. How about a podcast for someone who works from home, and each show is only 15 seconds from the bedroom to the couch. Like, it's the commute. It's called The Commute, and it's you interview all these people who work from home, and each episode is only 15 seconds long because they have to wake up and then go to their desk.
Yes! I'm down. I totally listen to that. And that would get so many views because it's so short. People would just click it because it's 15 seconds. They'll watch it.
Right. I've been thinking about, that's one of the reasons I started clipping things out more so that people have a better option of not devoting, 45 minutes or an hour and a half to us, which is, it's flattering that someone would, but, I'd rather give someone the option of maybe like spending 5 minutes with us because, well, it's more convenient.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's see. This is an interesting idea that I found. So it's basically a chain letter in a sense. Like, so I interview you, you interview someone else, that person interviews someone else, and you go on like that with a chain of people interviewing each other one after the other.
A chain. Maybe so it's a chain cast.
Back around. Yeah, maybe
a chain
back around to the beginning. Chain cast.
Yeah, that sounds good, actually. Yeah, that sounds really interesting.
Right, you get like 10 people who all sequentially interview each other in a circle and see how things change over the course of each round. That could be really interesting.
That would be
I'm giving away
so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you should do that.
Well, I feel confident that no one will do this. So,
no, I'm pretty confident either, too. People are lazy.
Oh, here's a lazy one. So, hey, what should I make my podcast about, bro? So you could talk to people who will recite a list of items they've purchased in the past week, and like they can tell you about the purchases during the last week, all the things they bought.
Huh.
Yeah, I think most of the time it would be really mundane and boring, but you never know.
And almost like an advertisement for each store, so you should get sponsorship from the store if you're putting it out there for them,
Or each item.
Yeah.
Man, that sounds like money. Could be money.
That's big money.
You could talk to people about sports who don't watch sports. We kind of did that already, though, with Chunks. Although... Yeah. Because he doesn't
Wrestling
really
isn't
watch
really a
sports
sport.
we know about. Well, we're talking about soccer, excuse me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So we both had some familiarity with the game, but we don't watch it. So
Yeah.
it kind of devolved into just picking our favorite country regarding the World Cup. Like, and that
Right.
really, I don't know. That seems kind of. I mean, I guess that's what the World Cup really is about anyway. Like, who's your favorite country, kind of thing. But,
I mean, if you want to, I mean, like, to me, the World Cup is really just a political TV show with like players acting out politics on the field. But yeah, okay, sure.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's really what it is, because it's ultimately who the fuck cares.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, okay. Is a little political angle. Interview people. Now, this would be like a more infrequent, but interview people about elections who don't have the right to vote.
Oh yeah, that sounds great.
Like they can't affect it whatsoever. Like, what do you think about the election?
That's highly kind of like Carlin-esque, you know? George Carlin.
Right? Oh wow, his whole perspective of like voting because
because you don't vote. Yeah, you get the opinion too because you're not voting. You get to have an opinion.
That's right. Podcast about vacations that you can only listen to at work. Like a podcast about vacations that you've never taken. Well, yeah.
Oh, no.
A weekly critique of the New York Times wedding section.
Oh, God, please shoot me now.
Yeah, see, it's getting worse. It's getting really
okay,
bad.
I'm kind of done with this now.
Sure. Yeah. Let's wrap it up because that was going nowhere quickly.
Yeah.
The difficulty in people deciding who think they want to do a podcast what to actually do it about it, because these ideas went from okay to miserable very quickly.
Yes.
Right.
I was talking to Nico, today about housing in Las Vegas. And I think I'm gonna go up there on the 1st and I'm gonna check out some housing with them. Because I could pay $300, and we could get like a 3-bedroom, you know?
Wow. Really?
Yeah, because they're like 1,000 to 1,200 for 3 bedrooms there. So, like, I mean, it's kind of like the cost of living there's just so much cheaper than here, and it's just ridiculous here. And I'm kind of done. I can't, I really can't keep up with the prices here, and I don't have a supermarket near me. I'm just kind of screwed. So, yeah, I think I should go check it out.
I think you should go check it out too.
Okay, cool. And it'll still be V2V because I'd be in Vegas and you'd be in the Valley.
Oh, look at that. What?
See?
Wow. That's fantastic.
Wow. Yeah, it would be cool. And, they're good people. And, she has 2 kids now with, Shawn?
I did not know she had 2. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She has a 3-month-old and a 1-year-old or 3-year-old or something like that. Yeah. Something.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's very cool. I'm looking forward to hearing that interview. I didn't listen to it yet. I just heard like the first 30 seconds, just to check to see if it had come through well, and it sounds great. Yeah, it sounds really good. Good. I think I think that's it. I wanted to do a little bit of talking about the book of Genesis, but maybe that should be saved for another time.
Okay.
I mean, we've gone on for a bit now, and her interview coupled with what we've been talking about today is nearly an hour. So I think that's pretty good, and we'll just split them out, so people have the option of listening to the whole thing, or they could pick the Charlie Sheen update. I'd like to see the Charlie Sheen update a little bit more popular.
Yeah.
And I think we're getting there, but maybe people just don't care. So, but like I said, we'll keep pursuing him. Speaking of pursuing.
Yeah.
What?
What?
That's another
man.
For another day too.
Definitely. That's a good topic. Also, I want to mention that Marty's trial is coming up, and and I wanted to say thank you to you for helping out Dana and doing that research. And
I have some news.
His lawyer. Huh?
Oh, I have some news about that too.
What?
But go ahead. Tell me about his lawyer. Yeah.
No, you first. You first.
Oh, okay. So what happened during the hearing yesterday is that the Honorable Judge Richard G. Stearns ruled in Marty's favor regarding this motion, sealed motion that his attorney filed that wouldn't have helped him out at all.
Basically, his attorney was trying to throw him under the bus. Yeah.
Right. And was going to try to not allow him to take the stand because he was speculating that he was going to lie. That was the whole crux of the argument. But the problem is that because the motion or the request was sealed from the courtroom, from the public, from Marty himself.
Yeah.
The Judge Stearns had to actually read it to him so he knew what it was even about, and then dismissed it. So I was happy during my research that there wasn't anything negative to find about Judge Stearns, because he acted honorably on Martin's behalf. So, I guess the trial is going to start in a week or so.
Yeah.
And he's still trying to get, I think they're still trying to get the trial judge, Judge Gorton, recused from the case because of some conflicts of interest. That's what Dana was having me look for, things like that would conflict with him being able to remain impartial.
Sure.
Because Judge Stearns isn't the guy who's going to be ruling in this case. It was just a separate hearing, but they needed a new judge to make this ruling, I guess, on behalf of the court or something. But that was good.
By the way, we're talking about Martin Gottesfeld and Free Marty G. You can Google freemartygg.com. You can Google Free Marty G on Twitter. He's Free Marty G on Facebook too. It's not him, it's his wife. But Marty has been jailed activist for 28 months now, and he is awaiting trial for CFAA violations, Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. So go look it up. He's a good guy.
Also look up Vote Marty G. He's running for the Senate.
Oh, he was denied a seat for that, but I'm sure he'll continue to do that. I hope he does.
He has those aspirations. I think that I don't know if there was a technicality, but people who were incarcerated, even people who are have been found guilty or are incarcerated for whatever reason can still run for office. And he's not even there yet. But so I'm not sure about the reason why he was denied being able to put on the ballot.
I know the reason why. He wasn't able to attend the meeting, and this Republican got up on stage and basically said, well, we have another person who's trying to be nominated, and he's in prison. And everyone went, boo! And then they did a vote on whether or not he should be allowed in, and everyone said nay. So, and Dana stood there saying aye.
Okay,
yeah.
I get it.
And it was really fucked up, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that's still an active,
I do too.
I know it is because that was where I heard his remarks about the hearing yesterday. It was a YouTube channel called Vote Marty G. So you can check it out too. All right. Wow. Like way to wrap it up with some substance and style there, pal.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Good. I'm going to let you go.
All right. Take care.
You too, bro. Bye.
Bye.
Call is now being recorded.
Hi. Welcome to the Shorts and Aurelius podcast. Our guest today is Nicole. Hey, Nico.
Hi. How's everyone?
I hope everyone's good. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out when we end this recording. Anyway, Nicole, you were on the beach with me and Aurelius living outside, and now you have 2 kids and you live in Las Vegas. Is that correct?
Yes.
So tell me a bit about what it's like to be a mom.
What it's like being a mom. Well, it's like a big life change. It's like having 2 people to be responsible for. And it's great. It's beautiful. It's like seeing the best parts of yourself being displayed and nurtured and cultivated on the outside of you. It's really great. It's a big shift for me. Very busy.
But also you're like a really free person, so it's kind of hard, isn't it? I'm sure.
Yeah, it hasn't, I haven't started really feeling it yet. I mostly feel the limitation that came with carrying the children. I was in the best conditions when I was carrying them, but yeah, it's still certain things that I could not do. And then the full recovery after having both of my children back to back. Yeah, it's been kind of slow. All I can remember doing is being a mom. I remember running around skating, having fun, enjoying the sun, smoking weed, and then I just remember that, and now I know being a mom.
That's kind of the way life works, though. It's kind of weird like that, isn't it? It's like you kind of just move on to the next phase, and that's just what you're doing now. And okay, well, I'm in this now, and that's what I do.
Right. I just have to leave the past where it is.
Yeah. How's Shawn doing?
Shawn's doing great. He's a great dad. He just, is connected with the girls. He does have 2 daughters, so he's a bit more open to sensitivity and feelings with them, and he's doing well. We're both flourishing as parents. It seems like we were ready for it, even though it was unplanned.
That's so cool. That's so awesome. I'm so proud of you guys.
Thank you. I love you guys.
Thank you. I wish Aurelius was here. Unfortunately, we haven't figured out yet how to double record with guests. So, our last podcast, we had J. Vincent Howard on. Did you ever meet him?
I'm not sure. J. Vincent Howard.
He's doing some really interesting things. He started filming from his iPhone outside, and he decided to start putting together documentaries, and then sort of created a series called Dirty Kids that he's going to be putting out soon, which is going to be really cool.
Yeah.
And he has some really cool ideas about sort of ways that we could all utilize, things together. He has an idea for setting up a place where we could make backpacks. Homeless kids could make backpacks, and like
Yeah.
good backpacks for cheap and sell them to like rich people for, you know, like $80 because they're good backpacks. But then for each one that we'd sold, we could like give 2 away and still pay the workers and still, you know, like have it like a charity thing.
Yeah, it sounds good. A friend of mine in Chicago put together something like that. They made sleeping bags for the homeless, and somehow profit was turned. A company came and bought the handmade sleeping bags and just paid all the workers. Yeah, that sounds great.
See? That kind of thing. That's what we kind of need to utilize somehow. I don't know, but I don't know how we could do that. I mean, we all still just want to grow weed, you know, all of us, I kind of feel. You know?
Me too. It haunts me. Yeah, I think about, you know, like, sometimes I think about the extreme way. There's no practical way for me to do it right now. Being a full-time mom, about to start a full-time job now. But I think
living
about...
in a weekly apartment in Las Vegas.
Right.
No.
Well, hold on. I have a neighbor who has like 14 plants in his apartment. And yeah, so every time I go down there, he has like a tent covering half his apartment, and he's just in there growing. So it's possible. It's just we don't want the kids eating the plants.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes I think about, you know, just being rich and then living in a nice house near a farm full of weed.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I never told you about my experience on the farm with Marcus up in Oregon, did I?
Was it shitty?
Yeah, but I mean, like at the same time, like when you were there, it was the absolute dream. It was what we're talking about now.
Okay, no, you didn't tell me that.
I mean, you know, like you come onto a farm like that has 1,000 plants like in full bloom, almost ready to harvest. You know, 96 different strains.
Oh
to keep the fruit patches. You know, and it's like a buffet of weed all day, all different types of oils and presses, and people coming onto the farm with all different types of ways of doing different oils and presses, and like, I mean, just, it was pretty amazing. But yeah, it didn't pay off.
Oh.
It didn't pay off. But, you know, I mean, we did get money from it, you know, but it just took a hell of a lot of fighting to get our money.
Yeah.
It just wasn't a lot in what we thought it would be. And
it shouldn't be that way.
No, it shouldn't, but weed isn't as valuable as everyone thought it was going to be, because all the big farms kind of flooded the market and the regulation was just horrible.
Of course.
You know? Yeah, well, you give it to the government and they fuck everything up, you know?
I mean, what do we think was going to happen? No, I am happy that it's legal. That way the stigmas can slowly be removed and transmuted. I'm not too happy about the industry, because we're people, we're citizens, and we should get to grow a plant that's lucrative. If it's a plant that's going to get us where we need to be financially, we should all be able to harvest it without worrying about big companies coming in and taking over.
If that's the case, though, Nico, like for reals, like, and I'm talking to you like for reals, like, we need nobody growing weed, and we need to be the only people growing weed if we want to make money. And that's really the way it was. If you think about how it was back in the day when you could sell pounds for $5,000, it was because you were the only person who had weed in town, and people didn't have ways to access it, so therefore you could sell it for more. The problem is there's too much weed now. Because it's legal, there's too much weed. Too many people are growing. That guy downstairs is your competition, you know?
Right. Yeah, that's the way it is now. And I
don't
know,
what he sells it for, we gotta sell it for, or cheaper. You know, that's kind of
and I ain't going no cheaper than that. Cause
exactly.
Trash. Exactly. Not even good. It's alright though. I'm getting over it slowly, because like, what can we do about it?
Yeah.
I mean, they took it out of our hands. I guess we got to leave it there.
Yeah.
But I do feel like that's an industry for the citizens and not for the government. Farming. Because we can grow vegetables and fruits and herbs that we need, healing herbs, and of course weed and everything else. So that should not be, taken from us. But everything else is taken from us.
Mm-hmm. It is. What's the weather like there? Is it hot?
The weather here had a whopping 107 yesterday up until 7 p.m. Yeah.
Oh, brutal. Do you have good air conditioning?
I do have good air conditioning.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
God.
kind of important, yeah. Kind of important.
Yes. What's the weather like there?
About 73 at the well, probably it's probably more like 68 at the moment. But it's
That
nice.
sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's nice. But it
I don't even
was
remember
really,
weather like that.
really hot. Oh. Who's that? Is that Diamond or Jade?
It's Diamond.
Hi, Diamond. Hello, Diamond.
Say hi.
Hi. I'll meet you
He's
soon,
smiling.
friend. I'll meet you soon, new friend. I'm gonna try and come up and visit, as I said, and possibly try to make a move there in September, if that's alright with you.
That sounds good. That's my birthday month. So great.
Cool. Well, let's figure that out. Maybe we can figure out a house there or something and not have to deal with this shit.
Yeah. You shouldn't have to deal with that shit. But it is really hot here, shorts. But it'll be nearing the time for it to kind of cool off.
No, I know the weather there. I do. I've been there before. I just haven't like explored it properly. I've just done like the strip in a hotel, for a night or two.
Okay.
You kind of get locked into the resort when you go there. You don't really leave the resort, so that's not really the way I could experience the city.
Oh no, Vegas is like nice aside from all of the resorts and vacation areas. It's a good neighborhood, good city. Lots of places to go, chill in nature and ground. I mean, you would just have to take a canopy or some type of sunscreen.
Were you there for the shooting?
No. I came a month afterward.
Whoa.
Yeah. I see the Trump Tower every time I walk outside. Both places I stayed was just right near me.
He's in so much trouble.
I heard he's always in trouble. Like, I don't even know why this country still has presidents. They're just fall guys for stupid decisions made by other people we can't see. Like, he's been in trouble since he said he was running. He's been in trouble. Like, we knew this was going to happen because I knew he was going to win.
We kind of found out yesterday. Here was the thing that I found out yesterday. I found out that the NRA is really a Russian spy lobbying firm. Basically, there's basically a whole bunch of spies that have been running through the NRA and pumping money through it. Yeah.
Sounds about right. That sounds like some American stuff.
Yeah, right?
Right. That's us, to have a bunch of Russian spies running through.
It's American to have Russian spies running around with our guns.
Exactly. She laughs a lot. It's so funny.
I'm sure. Hi. So, what kind of music are you listening to at the moment, Nika?
What kind of music do I listen to? Okay, so I've been my daughter loves music, so I listen to what she wants to listen to. It's pretty much Sesame Street 3 times a day, pretty much, and Why Don't We? Those are 2 boy bands. They're always in rotation on TV, so I am stuck listening to Big Bird, Elmo, Why Don't We, pretty much, and Nick Jonas. So that's where I'm
Sounds
at in
good,
my life.
man. Sounds good. Yeah. That's my jam. Oh, that's my jam. Oh.
Hey, that's my jam.
Hey.
Exactly. Oh, my daughter does that. Jay does that. So, hey. You gotta see it. So funny. Yeah, I'm on your phone.
Sorry if I'm using up your time or anything. We won't go much longer.
Oh, no, you're fine.
I wanted to ask you
I had it on the charger all night.
I wanted to ask you also about, do you know what's going on with Snapchat here? You probably don't.
No, I don't. The last time I left, everyone was mad about the glasses they were selling.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so that was the last installment. So basically, they've left, but they've left all these buildings unrented. And there's rumors.
My Jesus. No, don't tell me that they came there, shut all of our shit down, and then vacated.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did. Freak Show's gone.
Dude.
Everything
I know
in that
Freak
area
Show's gone.
is gone. Yeah, everything's gone from that area. It's just empty.
And they should be ashamed of themselves. Okay.
Well,
how's it going out there?
Here's the thing that's gonna happen. It's not good out, man. It's bad. There's not business. No one has cash.
Damn it.
You know, it's shitty.
So it's over. It's over until if someone else starts something there.
It's I mean, it's bad because
Zombieland?
Well, what's gonna happen? Meth land. Meth land.
Meth land.
You know they on that stuff. They
on that shit.
What's gonna happen is apparently they're gonna move like corporate enterprises into that building that Freak Show was in. So they'll have Ben and Jerry's, Subway, McDonald's, Starbucks, but non-friendly to homeless, of course.
Of course.
And that's gonna push even more, less business to us out there.
Right.
Right. It's not gonna get better. And there are small tech companies moving in there, like startups. Like we have these things called birds. Do you have them there?
Yes.
You have birds
You talking about the scooters or the bikes?
Yeah, the scooters that are left everywhere. They're everywhere.
That's like too.
So it's like the streets of Venice are cluttered with birds, and then there's a new one that's moved in called Lime that's the same thing. So there's double the amount now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's lovely.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
I seen someone doing zombie shit with one of the scooters, and it caught on fire or something. It was under someone's car on Facebook. It was out in Venice. I think Joey captured it. But yeah, one of the zombie people threw a scooter under someone's car, and something bad happened. Well, I really hate to hear this about Venice, but deep down I know that maybe the time just wasn't right, because me and my friends, we thought that, the energy that was there would be restored. So I guess it'll be restored in a time that has nothing to do with us, because it's breaking down first before it's coming together. It's breaking down completely.
It's not our time to be here. It's not our generation to fix it. It's the next ones or whatever. To relay it again.
Yeah, I give up on that. And I just put that energy of, newness and openness and freedom and art. I put that into my family, because it wasn't just me. It wasn't just Vernon. It wasn't just, oh Lord, Ariana. It was a lot of us that felt like that place would be a good place for, all the travelers and everything. But they're kicking us out of there. So why stay? She's going to cause a problem. that we don't need. So
it's the other part about this is Mike Bonin, the guy who basically I don't even know his positioning, but he basically runs Venice, and he's the guy who let Snapchat and all them in. So what they're doing is they're setting up a 100-person encampment, supposedly. They're trying to push for this, and then they're going to say that they've ended homelessness because they've gotten 100 people in this camp, and then they're going to go after the people who are on the street, targeted.
Yeah, you all got to get out of there.
I know it's not a good place to be, man.
No, we felt it when me and Shawn came back this last time, and we seen how things were worse. I was like, oh, this is going downhill, man.
I didn't tell you. Also, they started this own police force called BID Police Force, which is the Business Index District Police Force or something. Business Independent District. Oh,
can we 3 minutes? I got 3 more minutes left. Okay.
Sure, that's fine. So the Business Independent District is this police force that's hired by the city through the businesses that moved in, like Snapchat, to basically harass the homeless people. And they ride around and do that, and that's what they do.
Oh, wow.
Lovely,
okay,
huh?
So, yeah, you guys should definitely go, because you know how I feel when I'm out there. I feel like I'm at home. And if somebody did that to me, we'll have a civil rights photo in 2018 going on. Come messing with me while I'm trying to smoke my weed on the side of the beach. No.
All right,
well,
Nicole,
I wish everyone love and blessings. Thanks for having me today.
We love you so much. We miss you.
Miss you guys too.
I'm gonna come see you, and we'll come find a place to live. All right.
All right.
Figure
love
it
you.
out. Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.